All right, Jack Oliver, masterclass in presidential campaign fundraising. Tell us about your history as a presidential fundraiser. What is on the curriculum vitae of Jack Oliver?
Well, I was fortunate that I got to be involved in the 1999 beginnings of the then Governor George W. Bush campaign in Austin with Carl and Don Evans and Gene Johnson Phillips and lots of others, and helped organize and was the finance director on the first campaign, which really was very interesting because the model had been driven by the FEC law, which was passed around matching funds for candidates in the primary. And that really had been the decision-making matrix for most campaigns had been, okay, well, we've got this law which you qualify in these number of states, and your first $250 are matched by the federal government. And so that had been the model to do that, and we kind of said...
And that put a cap on the total you could raise and the amount you could spend in individual states.
And more importantly than that, the gross amount you could spend. So they did all these crazy things like, you do advertising, or you put all your staff in Massachusetts so they wouldn't spend the money.
Rent the cars in Wisconsin.
Exactly. So we said, why deal with the brain damage of that? But to do that, you have to be able to raise more than the $36 million. So we put a different plan in place, really organized under Don Evans, who was then the finance chairman and great friend of then Governor, now President Bush, and built a model on a state-by-state basis, really with the thought process of, okay, this is a company that we're going to take public. In doing so, you have institutional investors across your people that raise money for you, your grassroots activists, your intellectual media, and your ideological media. And so we got to figure out how we do this in a way that people understand that we're not going to just do this to come to Boston and do a fundraiser and then say goodbye, but we want people to really buy into the president over a very long period of time. And in doing so, to just change it. So we started a program called, it was infamous, called the Pioneers. So there was a situation where you could sign up to raise an amount of money. And remember, in 1999, the most money you could give to a presidential campaign was $1,000. So in a primary, it was $1,000. The limit hadn't been changed to $2,000 as it was in 2004, now more because of the inflation clause. So it was $1,000. So we had people that would sign up, agree to follow the FEC law, go out and find 100 people or however many they needed to.
So before President Bush, there were bundlers, but you all revolutionized bundlers by getting to have more buy-in.
I would say we organized.
Yeah, you organized. So what are the 3 keys to building your network of bundlers if you're a presidential candidate?
1, go after the people who've done it before on your side. 2, find new people. And 3, make people understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And it's not just important the ones that can get you the whatever amount, 50,000, 100,000 in the first 6 months. You got a 2-year campaign, and so it's the turtles that you want to keep pushing along and encouraging. That group is just as important.